So the new event has started, Return to the Wasteland, and it's cracking up to be quite an interesting event. So we are gonna have a look at the decks, and we're gonna have a look at some of the combination that I have. So welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming with your host iOctane. So this is the deck that I've been using since the event started. I got 2 copies of the support card, and I had 1 copy to this combination, which uses Ogilvy, the support card, Ballistic Commander, Grandeur Loudon, which is a Master Collection card from a previous Dark Slave event, which is the key card which makes this deck possible. So I'm using Soul Reaper and I'm using Hell Beauticious Decay. So this combination needs your skill points to get up to 50 skill points, where the Master Collection card Loudon will produce its Power Gem 4s, and that will enable Beauticious Decay and Soul Reaper to produce extra dark power gems. So I'm just gonna put together a deck and let you see how I go about putting together my deck. So my most important card is my lead card. So the lead card is important because the lead card will give a buff to all the cards on your deck, and you want all the cards on your deck to be the same type of cards as possible. So you want them all to be Slayer if possible. Where it's not possible, don't worry about it. So as you can see, I've got a Warden on this one, which is the Mouse King. I've got the Ballistic Commander. I've got 2 copies, so I can use both copies if you've got 2 copies, or I was lucky enough to get the event card from the 5-star collection, so I'll just swap that out with one of my support cards. I've got Hell Beauticious Decay and I've got Soul Reaper. So the Mouse King will give me my 4 power gems, which I need to activate the extra power gems from Beauticious Decay and Soul Reaper. I'll get a few more power gems from the event card, and you can fill the space out with the support card if you want, and the support card and the event card will be my 2 main damage dealers. So all I need to do when I'm using this deck is just allow my relics to produce my gems, pop my battle skills, activate my Mouse King, Beauticious Decay, Soul Reaper, event card, and then my support card, and bam, the boss is dead. 2-turn deck, quite powerful, quite effective. So I'm gonna put together a next deck, and this one is gonna be a what would I say, cheap and cheerful. It's a deck that is affordable and it's obtainable. Basically, reason why I say obtainable is that you can obtain all of these cards without spending a penny. You don't have to spend not 1 gem to actually obtain any of these cards. So I'm using the Hulkum Golem, which was an event card from one of the previous Dark Slayer events from, I think it was sometime last November, when we had the dark rainbow gem deck. So he will spawn rainbow gems. I've got the event card, I've got 1 of the support card from this current event, and I've got 2 support card from the same event as Hulkum Golem. And with using a rainbow gem spawner, you have to have a gem spawner on the board to actually overwrite the rainbow gems. Reason being, if I should put Beauticious Decay on this combination along with Soul Reaper and the Mouse King, Beauticious Decay and Soul Reaper would tend not to overwrite the rainbow gems. But if you've got a gem spawner to overwrite those gems first and then use their battle skill, they'll upgrade the gems. So as you can see, I've actually got the Master Collection card and the ultra rare, and I've formed the ultimate form. And just to correct myself, Network is still allowing you to use souls to form the ultimate form, which is great. Hope they keep it, hope they don't change it. It is absolutely magnificent. So this combination, I'm using ultimate form, Master Collection, ultra rare, along with Soul Reaper and Beauticious Decay. This combination is very powerful, very quick, and it's just good. So this deck, as you can see, is very diverse. It's very useful. You can mix and match loads of cards with this particular combination. And with this particular combination, I can actually add just quite a lot of cards with that particular deck. So if you look at the legend cards, which Network has upgraded, you can look at the back of the card. You'll see that the legends, they've got 1 pink star and they're about to go up to 3 pink star, but their battle skill has changed on the back of the cards. So they now produce power gems every 4 turns, which makes these cards more usable. So that, I love that. And when we get the next 2 pink stars, even though it will cost us quite a lot to upgrade these cards to the 2nd and the 3rd pink stars, I think it will be really worth it. And I think this is a brilliant addition to the game, upgrading the legend cards to 1 pink star. So all of the legends have got particularly the same battle skill, where they increase legendary intensity and they produce 1 power gem of their affinity and an extra power gem of the same affinity every 4 turns, and 1 extra for every 50 legendary intensity. So this was the battle skill that they had before, and as you can see, it didn't really do that much. So I'm glad they actually changed that. I'm glad for the improvement, and I can see these cards becoming more usable in the game, not just in a bounty deck. So thumbs up to Network for that particular one. That was what would I say? That was a brilliant idea, brilliant idea. And I hope the new skills that they're going to add to these cards actually improve the diversity of the decks that these cards can actually be added to. Because before, I just use my fire legend just to dispel, I think it's blind. She dispels blind, so I used to just use her to dispel blind on a particular deck, but she didn't really bring much value to the deck that she's been added to. But now she'll bring added value to a particular deck. So we're gonna have a look at some of the battles. So this is the first battle, and this is my Mouse King deck. So as I say, allow your relics to spawn your gems, match your gems, power up your battle skill. You're gonna activate the Mouse King first, then you can activate Beauticious Decay, Soul Reaper, and then your other 2 cards. You can use your support card to fill out the space, or some of the time I don't, because I want to stop the clock. So it's a 2-turn deck. Within 2 turns, you can kill the boss. As you can see, it's generating over 100 billion damage. Now this is the deck that I said is affordable and obtainable. It's cheap. So it's got 3 support card and 2 event card. So the 2 event cards I said are, one is currently obtainable from the 5-star collection. The Alchem Golem would have been obtainable from the 5-star collection from its event, so they could be obtained, or can be obtained from the 5-star collections. So because they can be obtained from the 5-star collection, it's cheap, because as a free-to-play player you can obtain cards from the 5-star collection. The support cards, we do get support cards as long as you play the event. You will get a copy of the support card. So I've got 2 copies of Mystic Madam Jane on this particular deck, which I actually got 1 from the pack and 1 from the collection, because I always like to invest a bit extra in getting extra support cards. I always like to get 2 support cards. That's just me. It's my personal preference. I've got one of the Ballistic Commander on it as well, which is the support card for the current event. So this deck is intensity dependent, so it depends on Mystic intensity. To push the intensity as high as possible for the Alchem Golem and the 2 Mystic Madam Jane, and Mystic Madam Jane will override the rainbow gems, as you can see it doing now, and then you just swap your gems, and it will do not massive damage, but it can do quite a bit of damage. at maximum when Alchem Golem is producing his maximum amount of power gem, which I think it's about five columns or 5 row, but I know it's 5. That will give you a maximum damage output of round about almost 31 billion damage. So that's quite a bit for a cheap and cheerful deck, and that could help you to push yourself as far as possible up the solar leaderboard. So if you had the master collection card but you hadn't got much gem spawner, you could swap out your support card or your event card, but personally would support the support card, so use the master collection card as the lead, keep the event card in, and that would do quite a bit more damage, because after every 4 turn as well, your master collection card will produce extra power gems, so that would give you an extra bang for your buck. But this deck, as I said, it's cheap, it's cheerful, and it's obtainable. And as you can see, I've just used it, and it's gonna take out this legendary boss. So one more turn, there you go. And that's the thing, the nuke damage on the event card as well is quite powerful, and the nuke damage on the master collection card, not to mention the ultimate form, is quite powerful. I think the ultimate form, that it's a nuke damage or stored damage, whichever you want to call it, it's quite powerful because the ultimate form deals 100% of the damage that it dealt just before that nuke damage. So what happens is, when you use your battle skill and your match your gems, it stores the damage that it dealt and it deals back that damage on the next turn. So just before your next turn, it deals back that damage. And that damage is quite significant because the ultimate form can deal up to, without the ultimate gem, can deal up to 500 billion damage. So think about it, that 500 billion damage is stored, and then you're gonna deal back that 500 million damage again on your next turn. Just before you start your next turn, it deals the damage. It's dealing 500 billion damage, and that's like a sting in the tail. So this is the next deck hop. The next deck that you see is the deck that I've been using since the event started. This is the one that I used to collect all the stuff from the collection, so I could actually get my master collection card and ultra rare. I had to go up to the 4th tier of the support pack just to get 1 extra rune, so I could actually craft my ultra rare, but I must say it's worth it. So I didn't spend any money, I only spent my gems that I constantly save. So I had 9,000 gems, I invested 5,000 gems in the deck, and I got the complete deck, which is quite good. So this deck it's a 3-turn deck, because you have to take the skill points up to 50 skill points, and then you're able to use the master collection card to generate, I think it's 6 power gem 4s, and then you'll be able to activate the extra power gems from Beauticious Decay and Soul Reaper. So this deck it's quite powerful, it's quite quick, and it's quite useful as well. So in this battle, I did manage to kill the boss. I ran out of time because I lost concentration at one point in the battle, but the deck is capable of actually dealing quite a bit of damage. So those are the combination that I have for you, and that's all I have for you now. So I'll see you again on the next video. So as always, this is Ioctane saying, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment below. Have a good day and peace. Thanks. Bye.